The goal for today is to learn how to create a circle graph from a set of data. So Emily did a survey to see how people got to school. The results were 32% drive, 8% walk, 6% bike, 40% take the bus, and 14% catch a ride with a friend. So draw a circle graph to represent the data. We want to show all calculations. Now, in order to put the percentages onto the circle graph, we have to figure out how many degrees they are. We know that there's 360 degrees in a complete circle, so we need to find 32% of 360, 8% of 360, etc. So we want to show this work. So 32, because 32 is the drive. So 32% is out of 100, and then we want to times this by 360. So we end up with 115.2 degrees. Do the same thing with the 8% for walk. So 8 out of 100, then times by 360, and we will get 28.8 degrees. 6% bike, so 6 out of 100 times 360, so we have 21.6 degrees. 40% catch the bus, so 40 out of 100 times 360, that is 144 degrees. And then 14%, so 14 out of 100 times 360 is 54.4 degrees. So we could choose to start with any of these that we want. When we do this, as with any graph that we have, we do have to give a title. So I'm going to call this How People Get to School. And we are also going to have a legend. So the first thing we want to do, though, is we want to start from the center of the circle and draw ourselves a line. That's going to be our starting point. So what we do is we put our protractor on this, and the first one that we want to measure is 115 degrees. We will round these to the nearest whole numbers. So 115 degrees, if you need to make the protractor bigger, we can do that as well, so we can read our signs. It's going to be tricky for me with this getting it to work. So we start at the 0, and we're going to read to 115, so right here. So then I'm going to move the protractor out of the way, and I'm going to make my line from the center to that 115, so right to there. So this one here, for my legend, we're going to color in, and this was drive. So this one can all get colored in, and then we indicate what the percentage is, and it's 32%. So now we put our protractor back down, and we adjust so that it matches this new line. Put our 0 on that line. And now we want to measure 29 degrees. 28.8 rounds to 29. So that puts me right about here. Once again, we'll move the protractor out of the way, and we'll draw a line out to that one, and then I'm going to shrink it back down. And this is going to be for walking. So we might choose to make dots. Walk. So in this one, I have a bunch of dots, and this is 8%. So we repeat, we bring our protractor back, line up on the vertex, get our 0 there, and now we want 22 degrees. So 22 degrees is right around here. So we draw our line out to 22. I'm going to shrink it back in. And this time, this one's for biking. And I'm going to use diagonal lines. So we're going to put lines in here. And biking was 6%. Bring our protractor back to match up the vertices. get our 0. We want 144. So we start at the 0, so we're on the inside track. 144 comes to about here. The protractor. 144 is out there. Shrink it back in. This one is for bus, and I'm going to just leave it open. We're not going to put anything in it. And then the last one would be 51 degrees or 50 degrees if we were to color it. So I'm going to put this one as some wavy lines or squiggly lines. And we're going to call this Catch a Ride. So this was squiggly lines. And the percent is 14%. So we have now created a circle graph. So very important, you still need a title. We need a legend to explain what each of the sections represent. We indicate the percentages on each section, but to find how to break it apart, we need to find how many degrees. So you do that by taking the percent, dividing by 100, timesing by 360, and then that tells you what degrees you need for each section. So now you are ready to go and try your practice.